I'm djTLM, and this is Share the Knowledge. Today's podcast is brought to you by Bandzoogle. All right, I have a question here. This is a response to my beats, bars, and phrases video that's all about counting music. And the question is, you say that counting beats is one of the most important things to learn. So what is the most important thing to learn in music? I would have to say that counting music or counting beats is actually also very important when you're learning about music. I explained that in the video because once you understand how to count music, you'll start to recognize the structure of songs. You'll start to recognize patterns. And like I said, structure, you'll start to recognize how a lot of tracks will work with intros and breakdowns, choruses, verses, build-ups, you name it. And a lot of that stems from counting. Now, the thing with counting music is, in the beginning, it is an actual exercise where you're literally counting. But at a certain point, once you master counting music, you're not counting anymore. It becomes a natural instinct. It becomes second nature. Now, for me, this happened early because I started out drumming before I ever DJ'd. So for me, when I started to practice DJing, I never thought about beats, bars, or phrases. It all just felt natural to me. Of course, you're going to start your transition there on the one. I didn't even call it the one, but I knew exactly where I was supposed to begin because I already understood how music works through drumming. So for me, I think counting music, counting beats, bars, and phrases is one of those fundamental things that can help you out a lot. Now, trust me, there's a lot of people that learned how to mix and didn't even know how to count music well, but they'll get stuck at certain points and you can hear it because they might learn how to beat match, but then when it's time to do a transition, sometimes they get it right and sometimes they'll start their transition on the wrong count and then you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? That transition just started on the 3, not on the 1. And in that case, the DJ most likely didn't recognize where the phrase began and they just started somewhere. Another thing that some DJs really feel is important, and I understand why, is key. I never got into key, and even now, I'm not accustomed to mixing according to key. But you can create beautiful transitions by actually paying attention to it. But again, this is one of those things that came a little bit more natural to me because somehow I used to be able to feel and hear when certain songs didn't match. So I'm not talking about the tempo, but I could just hear when I was beat matching and I got them in sync and I made a transition or was doing like long blends. I could just hear that something sounded wrong. Now, it turns out, and I learned that later, that was because they were not in the same key. So even though I didn't know about key in that way, I could feel it. I could hear it. I would have two bass lines in there clashing, not because they were both low end, but because they were in totally different keys. Or you could just hear when you were mixing an a cappella with an instrumental that somehow the vocals of that, so I'm talking about singing in this case, that the vocals, the melody of the vocals just totally didn't match with the music. Now, again, that's key. So I do feel that it's an important thing to, well, learn if you don't know about it, but I can't really say how. I didn't learn, I just knew. Somehow, I just felt it. Maybe it just came from listening to a lot of music since I was young, that you get accustomed to how things should sound and that allows you to recognize when things sound quote unquote wrong, different. So yeah, I can't really elaborate more. I would still say counting beats, counting music is very important when it comes to music because it is one of those foundations, one of those things that will help you understand music a lot better. Bandzoogle makes it easy to build a stunning website for your music in minutes. You can choose from hundreds of mobile-friendly themes and then customize your design and content in a few clicks with Bandzoogle's easy visual editor. Now, all the features you need for a professional website are already built in, including tools to sell your music and merch commission-free, mailing list tools to grow your fan list and send newsletters, and integration to pull in content from all your online services, including Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud. I use Bandzoogle to create the Share the Knowledge podcast website, And that was very easy. Bandzoogle plans start at just $8.29 a month and include your own free custom domain name. Now, if you want to try it out for free for 30 days, click on the link in the description box down below and be sure to use the promo code SHARE to get 15% off the first year of your subscription.